Hey guys, so I am coming to you today in my luteal phase on day 26, and I want to create movement that correlates with what's going on in our bodies and hormones. This video can be great when you're at the end of the cycle, your menstrual cycle, as well as if you are feeling on edge, overstretched, frustrated, agitated. It can be supportive for all of those things. When you are in the luteal phase of your menstrual cycle, you have a big hormonal drop that can make certain things more challenging than others. And the timing was perfect for today because as I had all these plans and all of these things, my entire day has been derailed over and over, and I'm having to come back to a place of calm, and I'm really going to enter into the space, what my body is needing and what can be really supportive when you have moments like that, where it doesn't matter how you plan, it doesn't matter how you communicate, things just don't work out well. So I encourage you to have some blocks. If you have a cushion to start off sitting on, a bolster, pillow, blankets. If you don't have those things, you can use books, and also water. It's so important to hydrate while you are moving and towards the end of your cycle. And also, if you just want to begin the practice with like some incense or a spray. This was a gift from a friend, which just really brings in a calming energy. So I'm going to spritz. If you need to pause the video and get the things that you need, please feel free to do so. And if not, we can go ahead and begin. So go ahead and get in a comfortable seat. Maybe close your eyes and just take a centering breath. So a big inhale through your nose and let it out through your mouth, a loud exhale. If you want to open your eyes, I want to start us off with alternate nostril breathing today, which is really good to help balance your energies. So maybe you have your intense yang energy going, or maybe you're more in a yin state, just depending on where you are. And I really want to try to bring in balance of the energies, whatever's going on for you. So you can really take either hand, but I'm going to do my left, and we're going to start by covering your left nostril and exhaling out through the right. And then take an inhale through your right. And then you'll cover the right, open the left, and take your exhale through your left nostril. And then inhale in slowly. And you can kind of go at your own pace, covering the left, opening the right, exhaling through the right. And we always end on an inhale. Let's do a couple of rounds of that together, rotating back and forth. Let's do one more full round. So wherever you are, we're going to end on the left nostril. So begin by exhaling through the right, inhaling through the right, closing off the right and going to the left, or wherever you are, just finish it off on your left nostril with an inhale. And once you're complete, you can just release it Take a big breath. And sigh it out. I really like to do that. People alternate how you do it, but just beginning with the right, and I like to finish with the left. And you can always hold your hands here. If you need a tissue, feel free to do so. Okay, now let's take our left hand to the ground and reach our right arm up and over. Keep your right sitting bone on the ground here. If you're on a cushion and that feels good for you, you can stay there. If it's too much, you can always move it out. And take a couple breaths, really feeling a stretch through the right side of your body. You can keep your gaze up or down, whatever feels good for you. And on an inhale, let's go to the other side. So your right hand down, reaching that left arm up and over. Breathing into the left side body here, keeping that left hip down. Inhaling up to center. And inhale both arms up. Exhale, twist to your right, left hand on right knee, right hand behind you, and kind of gaze out over that right shoulder. Taking a couple breaths here. Inhaling both arms up. Exhale, twist to the left this time, looking over that left shoulder. Maybe as you exhale, you can twist a little more, but we want to kind of keep it gentle. We're just starting off. We're warming up the body. Just getting some flexion going in your spine here. Inhale both arms up. Bring it back down. Now we're going to remove our cushion, if you have a cushion. If you don't, that's fine. Don't worry about it. You're a step ahead. And then let's move our way to all fours. Okay. Tuck your tailbone down. Maybe kind of wiggle your hips from side to side, noticing if one side might be tighter than the other. And then let's do a couple cat-cows. And I really like to get fluid with this. So on your inhale, looking up, lifting your chest. And then on your exhale, rounding the spine, tucking the chin. And I really like to rock. Sometimes you might even want to come all the way down to a child here. And on your inhale, maybe you want to come up. Maybe staying in this position on all fours with the arch in your spine is good. Or maybe you kind of want to bring it forward a little bit and really stretch out your hips. Maybe you want to look over one shoulder and then the other. I want you to play around with this and what feels good for your body. So you can kind of stay in this first stance of inhaling up, arching the spine, exhaling to round, pushing through the shoulders. Maybe we're coming all the way down, going side to side. Just kind of make it really fluid. Let's do a couple more rounds of those, whatever's feeling good for your body and your hips and your spine and your chest. Come back to all fours whenever you complete your last round. And then we're going to inhale our left leg back. Push your toes on the mat, really spread out all of your fingers and kind of flex back and forth on that left heel. Okay. We're gonna lift that leg, tucking your tailbone down, engaging your core. And maybe this feels good for you. Maybe you want to take a block and put it under your right hand and kind of lift up a little bit. Maybe you want to extend your right arm all the way up for some balance. Really engaging your core here. Take a breath. And then we're going to exhale and bring knee to elbow, or maybe just bring your knee in. And then inhale it out. Exhale, bring it in. Inhaling it out. Exhale, bring it in. One more, inhale it out. Exhale, drop that right hand down. Bring your toes down. And then we're gonna kick it out. So we're gonna move our right leg out, lift our left arm up, and kind of come into a side plank here. We're gonna keep it supported, keeping the left leg down on the right knee, reaching that right arm up, or you can stretch it out. Okay, and now we're gonna do a similar motion, but we're gonna use the left arm and left leg. So we're going to, on our exhale, stretch like this, and then on the inhale, let's bring it into touch. And inhale out, exhale, bring it into touch. We're gonna do that 10 times. Inhale out, exhale in. Inhale out, exhale in. That's 7, 8, 9, 10, stretch it out. And then swoop that arm down, come back to all fours here. Take a couple cat-cows. Inhaling, arching the spine, exhaling to round. Now let's inhale that left arm up. Exhale, swoop it through and come to lay on the left shoulder. Left arm down on the left ear. You can keep your right hand where it is or stretch it out. We're just gonna breathe into the back of that left arm right here. Relaxing the upper body. You can always come down into a child's pose position. If you don't want to be up on the knees, you can always put a cushion under the knees. Let's take one more breath here. We'll put the right hand down, push back up to your all fours position. And let's do it on the other side. So stretching that right leg out, gripping into all 10 fingers. We're kind of rocking back and forth on your right toes here. If you used a block on your other side and you want to get your block for your left hand, you can. Or we can go ahead and extend that right leg up, flexing into the foot, tucking the tailbone, engaging your core here. Take a breath. And let's inhale that left arm out. Hold for a couple breaths. I like to have my thumb up towards the ceiling, but if you want to go straight out too, it doesn't really matter. Here, it's about engaging your core and finding balance in your body. As we inhale long, then we're going to bring that elbow to knee on the exhale. Inhale it out. Exhale, bring it back in. Inhale it out. Exhale, bring it back in. And I'm going to flip around just so that you can see me better. But then you're going to do the same thing on the other side. So extending that right leg out, we're going to come into our side plank, reaching the right arm up, down on the left leg and left knee. Maybe we want to reach the right arm overhead here. Breathing into it. Feeling a nice stretch in your right side body. And then on your next exhale, we'll bring it in. And we'll do that 10 times. Knee to elbow. And exhale. Inhale out. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale it out. And go at your own pace, counting to 10. I'm going to finish up on my last one. If you're not quite there, that's okay. Just find your way back into that all fours position when you are complete. And then we are going to thread the needle on our other side. So this time we'll lift that right arm up. Exhale to thread it through, relaxing the shoulder down, relaxing the right ear down. Maybe you want to stretch that left arm out. Maybe you're wanting to come down in a child's pose position here. And just breathing into the back of that right shoulder. Taking one more big breath there. And you can kind of push up on that left arm, unthread your right one, and then let's do a couple cat-cows. Now we're going to slowly work our way up into a down dog. So tuck your toes, take your fingers out wide, gripping your mat, and you can slowly begin to lift your hips. Pedaling out your heels, pedaling out your toes. Maybe you want to bend until your right knee and kind of look under that left armpit. You can do the same on the other side, just really stretching out this side body. And I'm going to bring you into a pigeon pose. You have the option to do this sitting or laying down if this does not feel good for your knees. So I prefer what I'm about to take you through, and then I'll give you your options if it's not feeling good for your body. So we'll begin with our right side. Lift that right leg up, kind of stretch through the hip, and then on your exhale, you can bring it through. Trying to get your shin as parallel with the mat as you can, even out your hips. If this isn't feeling good, you can just come to a seat on your butt and put your right ankle on your left knee, or lay on your back and do that. Inhaling up, exhale, come down. So wherever you are, get relaxed, breathing into that right hip. Make sure if you're laying on your back or if you're sitting, you have that right foot flexed to protect the knee joint. And as you breathe, just relax your body. As you're moving through this phase of your cycle, you are so close to starting a new one. You are in a place where it's so important to notice the things that maybe you haven't, to take the stuff off your plate that is too much, to really nourish yourself and allow time for rest. Finish up the things that you need to so you can really go into a state of rest when your body begins to bleed. Let's take one more big breath here. And then we're going to come out of this pose. So wherever you are, we're going to meet back in a down dog. If you are choosing the seated or lying option, feel free to just stay seated if you prefer that. So tucking those left toes, unraveling your leg and coming back into that down dog position. Or if you just want to sit and breathe for a moment. Pedaling out the heels here. Then inhaling the left leg up. And as you bring it through, coming back into that same pose or resting it on the knee. Inhaling up, stretching to the front body here. And on your exhale, you can kind of just bring it down. Relax. Notice your face. Are you holding tension anywhere in your shoulders, your jaw? Relaxing into the muscles where you can. Take a big breath here. We'll slowly come out of that pose. When you are ready, lifting up, tucking the right toes, or just coming out of the position. If you would like to be in a down dog to pedal it out, we can do that now. And bring the knees down on the mat. We're gonna meet in a seated position. If you want to get a cushion, you can. We're going to take just a moment to pause while we sit. Place both hands on your knees. Come on, facing down or up. Just take a deep breath with me. Okay, one more breath here. Now, I would like you to take a hand on your womb, if that feels good for you, and maybe one to your heart, maybe just on your womb before we move into the next part of our practice. And just kind of breathe into that space in your body. Is there something that has been feeling tense for you? Something that you feel like is incomplete or feels stretching? What do you want to finish up before you go into your next cycle? And what maybe do you just need to lay down? It's just not within capacity to complete, and that's okay. We can put it down for the next one. We can come back to it. Okay. Now I would like you to meet me in a laying position. Come on your back. Let's keep our knees bent for now. Let's straighten our left leg out and then bring our right knee into our chest. You can grab behind your right leg here. If this is not comfortable for you, you can place a block under your right foot. We're just allowing our left hip flexor to stretch out here. Maybe you want to kind of rub that part of your body. Rub that left hip. Allowing your face to relax while you do this. Maybe you want to take your fingertips and go up to your stomach and down your thigh a little, just over that left hip bone. And we'll switch sides. So if you're using a block, you can just shift it to your other foot or stretch that right leg out, pulling the left knee in or placing the foot on a block. You can always use a strap too. I meant to mention that. And now just breathe into that right hip. Begin to kind of rub that hip joint. Relaxing your face, relaxing your jaw. Noticing how this feels in your body. And now I want to bring us into a bound angle position, which is where you're going to put your feet together, the soles of your feet together, and you can scoot them out as far as feels comfortable or scoot them in, depending on how much of a stretch you're looking for. If you're having any pain in your knees or hips, you can put blocks under them. You also have the option to just lie flat here if that feels more supportive for you. And then I want you to take your hands to your womb space. Maybe gently massage in a circle. Maybe you want to do it with your fingertips. Maybe your hand. Just kind of notice your body. If you're doing this in accordance with your cycle, the lining of this area is beginning to get ready to loosen and to shed. And just kind of gently massaging this area can help relax it and is extremely supportive in preparing your body for menstruation. I like to take my fingertips sometimes and kind of rotate in a circle. Maybe I'm going to go back and forth in like a half moon shape. Just kind of notice what feels good to you, what feels relaxing. Maybe you just want to lie your hand still. Let's bring our knees together if they're apart. You can use your hands to gently push them in. Now I want to come into a waterfall pose, which if you're not familiar is much easier than it sounds. You're going to lift both legs up towards the sky here. You can hold the backs of your legs if you'd like. This is great for your circulation. It's great if you're sitting a lot. It helps bring the blood flow to your pelvis, which is what we want. Just relax. Notice if any tension is coming up. What's your mind trying to go to? Let's bend our knees and hug the legs in. Maybe you want to rock side to side a little bit. Maybe you just want to sit in stillness. And then we're going to come to our stomachs. So there's a couple ways to get there. You can kind of rock and roll to your stomach. I do not feel like doing that today. So if you know how to do that and that's how you would like to get there, you can. If you would like to roll to one side and kind of flip around, you can. I'm going to go this way. So my head's at the top of my mat. Okay, and then just come to lay completely flat on your stomach. You can put your hands on top of each other and then lay your head down. And just take a couple breaths here. I want you to let your pelvis become really, really heavy here.
If there's any pressure in the low back, the goal here is to just allow it to kind of sink into the ground. And then we're going to come up into a Sphinx pose. If you are not familiar, you are going to place both elbows under your shoulders. You're going to have your fingers out wide, and then you're going to tuck that tailbone down. So you don't want to feel pressure in the low back. And you're really stretching through your ribs right here. So lifting up through your heart, relaxing your shoulders down. And breathe. Take a couple more breaths here. On your last exhale, you can kind of relax it back down. Take a full breath. And then we're going to make our way into a child's pose. And again, there's a couple ways to get there. Whatever feels most natural for you. I'm going to push up on my hands, kind of come onto all fours. I'm going to go into a wide leg one. You have either option, so you can take your knees out or keep them together if that feels better, and sink the hips back. You can either put your arms next to your side or stretch them out long in front of you. And the goal here is to let your hips become very heavy. Feel your upper body begin to melt either over your legs or towards the ground. Maybe you want to rock back and forth on your forehead here, kind of massaging your third eye, bringing balance into that space. Let's just take about 10 breaths here. And just finishing up wherever you are. If you lost count, that's fine. And then kind of walking your fingers in. We're going to find our way to a seated position. So pulling your legs, moving them around, coming into a comfortable seat. If you want to get something under your sit bones, you can. I'm going to pass this time, but if you want to get your cushion, if you want to have your blocks available, we're going to do some forward folds. And just kind of allow our body to come down. Resting in luteal phase is a necessity for your mind and your body. So once we're there, inhale for our long spine, long back, tuck the tailbone. And then as you exhale, slowly begin to hinge forward. I always like to envision like a buck. And then once you if you feel a pull in the low back, you can stop there.
If you have a lot of flexibility in this area and you know this is good for you, you can go all the way down. If you want to put a pillow or bolster here to make it more relaxing, if you want to have some blocks that you're holding on to, these are all options that are totally available to you. We're going to stay here for about 10 breaths as well. So just get comfortable wherever you are. Inhaling to feel the spine lengthen and exhaling to relax. And just continuing with those deep inhale and exhales. This position is great for our parasympathetic nervous system. I find that this time of the month, balancing, moving the energy out and calming my energy is really, really important. Sometimes we get going so fast and trying to slow down feels really challenging. And when I just get in my body and breathe into different areas of my body, it allows that to happen. When we focus on our breath, notice where we're tense and where we're loose. It has a way of just calming us down. Take 1 or 2 more breaths here. You can begin to walk it back up. And then we're going to we can start with our right leg out and our left leg in. And we're going to be at an angle. So the right leg is kind of out to an angle, and then you have your left knee bent, left foot here. And we're going to do some side stretches now. Okay, so first we went forward, now we're going to go to the side. So place your right hand on your right leg, inhale your left arm up, exhale to stretch over as far as feels good for you. Maybe you are super flexible here and you want to go all the way down and touch your toes. Maybe you are way up here and that works for you. Whatever feels good. And you can also put a block here under the arm to rest. Let's take about 5 to 10 breaths here. Just breathing into that left side, keeping that hip grounded. Making sure your face is relaxed as you breathe. Maybe take 1 more breath here. Bring it back up, and we'll switch sides. So bringing the left leg out, right knee in, taking that left hand to the left leg. If you used a block on the other side, please feel free to use one here. Inhaling the arm up. Exhale, reach it over into that right side body. If you want to look up under the armpit, you can, or down at the ground. Just take a few moments to breathe here. Relaxing the jaw, relaxing the face. One more breath here. Bring it back up. And the next position, we are going to use a block, pillow, bolster if you have one. It's up to you. We're going to do a supported bridge. I don't like to do bridges while I'm menstruating. You don't want to do any inversions. You want the flow to be going down. But I do like to prepare my body ahead of time by doing this position. So come to lay down on your back. If you're wanting something softer and a gentler supported bridge here, then I recommend a pillow or bolster. If the block works for you and you've done this before, please feel free to grab one. If you don't have one, that's okay. You can just do your normal bridge or just lay with your back flat on the ground and your knees bent. Reach down and kind of graze your heels. That's how you know that you're in the correct position. And you want to make sure that your feet are hip
widths distance apart. And then you'll slowly roll your hips up, making sure your knees aren't splaying out. And then get your prop and place it under your sacrum. Okay, you're going to want to make sure it's comfortable, and then you can kind of relax down. If your block is not feeling like it's in a good position, adjust it. We're going to stay here for about 10 to 15 breaths, so make sure you're feeling good. If you're very comfy and want to open up even more, you have the option to put those soles of the feet together again and come into that bound angle pose with the knees out. I'm not going to do that today if that was a little too much for me. If you want to place your hands on your womb here as you breathe, maybe you want to do some more of that massaging motion with your fingertips. Maybe you just want to sit in stillness while you breathe into this space. Wherever you are, just take another breath or two. And I want to keep our prop, and depending on what you're using and what height you have it at, we're going to go back into our waterfall pose, but we're going to do it supported this time. So if you are up on your block high like I am, I want you to lift your hips and lower it. If you're in your bound angle, you're going to want to bring your knees back together and get prepared to lift your legs straight up. So adjust your prop to where it's going to feel comfortable. I'm going to move mine down some, and I've flattened it. Maybe adjust your pillow, have your feet on the ground, and then lift your heels towards the sky. You can grab the backs of your legs here or not. Now we're just allowing that blood to flow down right into the pelvis. And breathe. Maybe you want to keep your hands on your wombs. Maybe you want to place it on your chest. I really like to make these practices intuitive. I just noticed my hands were on my heart. Take another breath. And lower those feet back down. We're going to remove our prop, and then we will come into some spinal twists here. So depending on how gentle you want it, you can stay right here and just let the knees fall to the left. Maybe you want a little more of a stretch, so you want to move the hips over to the right and then let them fall to the left. If you're wanting even more, you can cross the right leg over the left and let them fall to the left. I'm going to go with the middle option. I have a lot of tightness and some possible damage to my right IT band here. That was the word I was looking for. So I'm extra gentle with that area, and I don't like to overstretch it. Make sure both of your shoulders are on the ground and just breathing into that twist. Take one more breath here. And pull the knees back up. Scoot the hips over to the left, or keep them in the center. Whatever you did on the first side, do the same on the second. I'm going to try to keep it as even as possible. And let the knees fall to the right, making sure that left shoulder is still on the ground. Just placing your hands wherever they feel comfortable on your body. Really focusing on your breath here. Noticing if something's trying to tense in your face, your jaw, your hips, your back. Just bringing the attention of your breath to that area. Let's take one more breath here. And then we're going to roll back onto our back when you are complete. And I want to do one more thing laying down, and then we will come up into a seat and finish with like a seated, gentle neck and shoulder massage today. Okay, so taking that left leg out, bring your right knee in, if that works for you, or grab the back of your leg, and we're just going to loosen up this hip. So moving your leg to side. Maybe you want to guide it with your hand. That's the goal here. If that's too challenging for you and it feels better to guide with your hip, you can, but the goal is to relax the hip. So if you can just imagine that you have no muscles in your leg and you are loosening it up with the strength of your hand and your arm. Maybe you want to use both. Taking it from side to side, maybe up and down. Letting it be as limp as possible. Maybe you want to bring it around in a circle. Let that go, stretch it out, and do the same on the other side. So once you get it in, maybe you want to tap on the hip a little with one hand. Letting go of control in this area. And then just kind of moving it around side to side with your arms. Back and forth. Maybe you want to go in circles here. Just breathing into that space. And letting it go whenever you feel complete. And then let's take some time to come into a seat. However you prefer to get there. If you want to roll to one side and slowly push yourself up, please do that. I do recommend getting a cushion or blanket or pillow if you have one. Go ahead and have some water if you haven't had any water yet. It's so important to stay hydrated. I say this all the time. I'm a mom. I have kids. Please drink your water. It's going to just lead to a better quality of life, but it's also going to make all of the difference in your menstrual cycle when you're losing fluid, when you're losing blood. The more hydrated we are, the better we're going to feel, the more energy we're going to have. It just really, our bodies are made up of 70% of water. So there's my little mini lesson on please drink your water. Okay, so hopefully everyone is comfy. And if you want to do another spritz, if you want to light some spray as we finish up. As I said in the notes, always have a journal available. Feel free to pause at any time or make notes at any time of anything that might come up for you. I'm going to give you a couple prompts here to kind of sit with. And as we finish the video, you can go straight to your journal if you want to, or you can just kind of hold that information for yourself. So if you will, close your eyes. Roll your shoulders back, feel a tall spine. Just kind of allow your seat bones to kind of ground to the ground. Just feel them reaching. Another thing in luteal is sometimes our words aren't as clear as we think they are. Sometimes it can be more challenging to communicate or speak the things we're trying to. As you relax your shoulders down, I encourage you to take one or both of your hands to the back of your neck, like right below your hairline or into your hairline, and just start massaging.
depending on if you're using one or both hands, on one side of the spine or maybe on both. Little circular motions. Maybe you just want to tap with the fingers. Maybe you want to take your pinkies right behind your ears and kind of massage into that area. Kind of coming down the neck a little bit. If you notice an area that's extra tense right there that you want to focus on for a moment, please do. This part of the practice, as well as the whole practice, is about you. Everything is an offering. If you just want to stay in one position the whole time, then that is what you should do. It's so important that we hear what our bodies are telling us. Moving our fingers down a little. Maybe you can kind of feel either side of your shoulder where it moves in towards the spine. Mine is very tight. I was not aware of that until this moment. Maybe you want to massage that area. If you want to come out towards your shoulders some, take your whole hands into it. I'm going to say stay at this spot right at the tops of my shoulders to the middle of my back, because mine's very tense. Maybe you want to focus on one shoulder or the other. Reach your arm around the front and grab it. Maybe you want to do both or alternate. Wherever you are, let's kind of move our fingers maybe to the front a little. Take them along the collarbone. Maybe you want to tap one side or the other. Maybe you want to do both. Maybe you want to alternate tapping the shoulders. This is a great practice. And maybe you want to switch arms. So right hand to left shoulder, right to left. This right here is really good for balancing the right and left brain, for regulating the nervous system. Now maybe you want to give yourself a big hug. Rocking back and forth. Maybe you want to massage your chest. Move it down your sides. And then taking your hands to your hips. Again, feel free to linger wherever feels good for you. And if you just sit with your hands towards the sky or on your knees the whole time, that's fine too. This is for you and giving yourself the space you need. Maybe you want to rub your thighs here, coming down to the knees, gently massaging, tapping the fingers. Maybe you're just squeezing a little and going up and down the legs. And then whenever you feel ready, you can take your hands to your womb, if that feels good for you. If it doesn't, put them wherever you want to. Taking a deep breath in and out. And I just want to ask you to ask yourself, what is something that you can lay down, let go of until your next cycle, that you can release, make a note of it after, that it is just not agreeing with your body. And then what is something nourishing you can do for yourself? One little thing. Maybe it's making yourself your favorite cup of tea and sitting in silence while you drink it. Maybe you have space for a walk in nature or a bath. Maybe it's a face mask. What is nourishing is different for each individual. Only you have those answers. And can you do that for yourself before you move into the next phase of your cycle? And whenever you can just stay here if you want. If you would like to open your eyes, you can. And I really just want to thank you for taking that time with yourself, for making the space for yourself today, and to continuing to make the space for yourself to do the things that really honor your body and your needs. And I just want to close with a big breath with you. And I really hope you are able to release and nourish before your bleed. So if we want to inhale together through the nose, exhale out with a sigh. And the next time I see you will be a very different energy, and I hope you enjoyed.